First of all, spreading knowledge. I think there is a lot of information floating around fintech, but it's sometimes very difficult to understand what's hype and what's not. And secondly, is helping build the ecosystem, and that includes linking the regulators into it so that they become really an enabler. And finally is to link up fintechs and banks, help banks sort of walk through their process to understand what their digital strategy should be, and to open them up to the world, because this is no longer about innovation in a single country or a single region. We've seen in Latin America a lot of the fintechs are single country, even today. In Argentina, a little bit less. In Mexico, increasingly less. But in Brazil, which is the biggest producer of fintechs, they are mostly single country. And I think helping them open up to the rest of the world and bring in Asian examples, African examples, and back and forth, I think it's part of the role multilaterals can play. So the future is one where there is open collaboration. I think if banks, those that are still a little bit on the defensive, get off the fence, if regulators get up to speed into all the great things that are coming out of the sandbox in Singapore, in Abu Dhabi, in other parts, and if fintechs become truly global and Latin America opens up to fintechs from the rest of the world, I think you can see a really open collaboration system where consumers in the end benefit from a lot more progress. Well, Singapore is really an example of private-public collaboration that I think can be exported anywhere, so not just to Latin America. But learning from what's happening today in Singapore at the Singapore Fintech Festival, having had the Latin America experience showcase here, and bringing it back to Latin America with the Asia examples, I think is something we'll definitely take back. But Latin America also needs to find its own model. This is because you don't have a strong currency. Historically, you haven't had a strong currency to hold on to. So the system, the environment, the consumer, the public is very prone to try new things, to hold on to a new type of value that is going to be hopefully more stable than the currency has been in the past. So it's interesting how different countries are far more ready for this type of new technologies than others, and Argentina is one of them. Going back to the role of multilaterals though, trust, security, incredibly important. I think working together with governments to ensure that those experiments happen, but if we want them to scale, they have to happen in a very secure environment.